It's like fresh mushrooms after a good rain. Centurions are everywhere in this Cricket World Cup. In the last match, which is the Pakistan versus Sri Lanka match, we had four of them. And even David Malan with the century in the previous game. It was a great game for England, in which went according to the script, which basically means that Bangladesh is in deep waters. You know why? Because England was there too much to the negative side of the net run rate. Now they managed to actually crawl back to the positive side of the net run rate. So, which is not great news for Bangladesh. Now let's talk about the next game, which actually was more of a contest between both the sides. Sri Lanka played a beautiful game, especially with the attitude with which they came on to bat. And at the 30 over mark in the first innings, which was when Sri Lanka was batting, I thought there are chances that they would actually go on and get at least 400 runs. But then the Pakistani bowlers were able to at least take 30 runs off the Sri Lankan total. Even at a normal rate, they should have actually reached 370 to 380. And at the end of the day, we thought, okay, they were like at least 30 runs short. But that was a brilliant innings from Mohammad Rizwan. Mohammad Rizwan just showed us again. I mean, he is actually one of those rare batters who have the perfect temperament for this format of the game. He is mentally just made right for the ODI format. So which is great news for Pakistan side. Two centurions from the Sri Lankan side, two from the Pakistani side. But it was obviously Kusal Mendes' innings which impressed me the most. Well, apart from Mohammad Rizwan, because Mohammad Rizwan was under pressure. They lost few wickets. He really had to make sure that they crossed the line. So that's an innings which shows the character of the player Mohammad Rizwan. So good job, buddy. But the freedom with which Kusal Mendes played. I mean, he has always been tipped to be this player. You rarely see this kind of quality consistently. It was good to see that, Sri Lankans came with a plan and that worked for most parts of the game. But unfortunately, they did the tough job, which is to face the Pakistani bowlers. But then maybe with a slight advantage with their spin bowling, they were not able to actually put the screws on to the batting of the Pakistanis. So end of the day, you're looking at the points table, you will see Pakistan is well placed. And this game would give them a lot of belief and confidence, because this was a game where they were tested both with the bat and the ball, and they came on the right side of the coin, which basically means Pakistan will take heart from the win and will be in good mood and spirits going forward in this tournament. And Sri Lanka, if I am a Sri Lankan fan, or let's say, you have a say in the dressing room, I would say you at least got the attitude right. The way they approach the game. The Sri Lankan side is not the Sri Lankan side of the yesteryears, where they're loaded with 4 to 5 match winners in a single playing 11. That's not the same side anymore. But still, Pakistanis will be really happy. I mean, they had a game which, like I said, tested their depths. So which is nice. I think their bowlers are expected to actually deliver much, much more, which we haven't seen so far in this tournament, because both Netherlands and the Sri Lankans were not actually put under pressure by the famed Pakistani bowlers. But today's game, the way the batters reacted, that should give a lot of confidence. Even one element of their game, which is their batting coming together, will actually resurrect the great Pakistani bowling. They will at least be in the right frame of mind going forward. I don't have to tell you, it's India versus Pakistan next, right? Not for India, but for Pakistan. India will have to take on Afghanistan tomorrow before they are preparing to take on Pakistan in the next game, which the whole cricketing world, not just players or fans from India or Pakistan, are looking forward to, but the entire world, the cricketing world, is looking forward to the India versus Pakistan clash. Before that, Bangladesh will be taking on New Zealand, England will be taking on Afghanistan, and the Sri Lankans will be taking on a very strong Australian side. So Sri Lankans will have their work cut out, but interesting days of cricket are ahead of us. We're just getting started, right? So, all in all, the tournament is delivering some kick-ass performances, some very interesting storylines, including the number of centuries that are being scored in this World Cup. I'm sure by the end of the tournament, this will be the edition of the Cricket World Cup where the maximum number of hundreds are scored.